Hi, it's Marta from SubQuery. Welcome in lesson number 4. In this lesson, we will spend some time exploring inspecting data mutation example in SubQuery. So let's jump in. So the goal for this lesson is to inspect data mutation, as I said, and it is about changing existing data that we have already indexed. We will update our collator entity. This is something that we did last time, and we will add the date the Collator.Left. So we will add Collator.Left property to collator entity in schema GraphQL. We will need to regenerate associated TypeScript with Yarn codegen, and we will need to update all the files accordingly. So project.yaml and also mapping handlers. And just a quick recap of what we have done last time. So we also applied some changes to our existing project. We added collator joint handler to manifest file, and we needed to add collator entity in GraphQL schema file. And also we added new function collator joint in mapping file, and this function creates entity and saves it in the database. So let's get back to our project and let's add Collator.Left property to our entity. Okay, so we return to our project and we are back in manifest file project.yaml, where we will start to adjust our code to be able to explore data mutation example. So first we would like to add a new handler, Collator.Left. So let's add a new handler on the bottom. I had this code prepared previously. So let's take a look, right? We have a new handler, Collator.Left. Again, the name of this handler has to reflect the name of the function in the mapping handlers file. We have a call handler, not even event handler this time, and module parachain taking the same, and new method leave candidates. So this is all that we need to change in project.yaml. Let's go now to schema file. And here there will be just one thing to change. We will add a new property, leave date. But we will make it without exclamation mark. We will leave it without exclamation mark because not every collator leaves. So it's not obligatory. So that's it for the schema file. Let's save also manifest file. And now let's go to mappings file because here there are some changes as well. So here we are again in our mapping handlers file. This time we need to add a new function Collator.Left. We will do it again on the bottom. Let's paste what I already prepared and let's take a look at this function. So what happens is that we make sure first of all that certain collator does not exist, because if it does not, this collator should not leave, so that's why we abort function, and only if it exists and it happened that the collator actually left, then we update the property with the proper timestamp and we save collator into the database. This function will be executed every time certain collator leaves, and existing collators in database will be updated accordingly. Okay, one more thing we need to do is to update types. And now it should be all good. Okay, now, so before we jump straight to running Docker, we need to do a few things. So first of all, we've changed a lot in our project. So of course we need to run Yarn codegen to regenerate associated TypeScript and Yarn build. But Also, I would suggest in this case to remove data folder and to start indexing from beginning, because this might be an important property, Collator.Left, in your database. And if our indexer in the previous lesson already indexed all of those blocks, it will start from the last block it indexed. So there will be some missing data in your database, so it's good to reindex from the beginning. To do that, we need to remove this folder. Make sure that our Docker is actually cleaned, just in case. And as I said, yarn codegen, yarn build, and then let's run Docker. It can take a while because it needs to reindex from the beginning, so I see you when it's done. Okay, we see the information that we can check localhost 3000 and open our GraphQL playground, so let's do it. Okay, so here we are in our playground. As we can see, we have a previous query from the previous lesson. We are missing one thing here, which is leave date, and now we can run it. Okay, and we have some data. We see approvals, as previously we saw approvals and transactions, and we see also collators. The new property is here, but it's with a value of null. And yes, this is it. Great, we've managed to finish another lesson and explore data mutation example. Before we jump to conclusion, before we end our lesson, I want to show you one thing quickly. In our query, we had no data for a leave date for our collators. This is because this event may not happen yet, so we would need to index for a long time. But I want to show you where we can find first Collator.Left. So first, what we need to do is to find Moonriver. Let's search. It's here. Let's press search. All good. Then we go to blockchain, and then we go to events. Then we want to find our module. Our module is parachain staking. That's it. And then we are searching for candidate left. And then we need to press filter. And then we are searching for the first event, right? So let's go to the last page. And here it is. This is the first event. We found it. Okay, so we can run our indexer. It can take a while, but finally we will get proper data. So what have we accomplished in this lesson? A lot of changes in our project. So we added Collator.Left as planned, Collator.Left property to Collator entity, and we regenerated or associated TypeScript. We added new handler, Collator.Left to manifest file, and we also updated mapping file accordingly to accommodate this data mutation example. And then of course we deployed everything and with Docker and saw indexed data in our playground. So that's it. Thanks for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I see you in the next one. Bye.